Stitchy friends, how are you? I hope this viewing is finding you well and happy and healthy. My name is Tracy. I am OG Stitchery here on YouTube and on Instagram. And welcome to Flosstube number 43. It is Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. And it's a beautiful day out. So welcome. Thank you so much for clicking play. If you are a returning viewer, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming back. If you are new, which I understand that I have had a few new subscribers over the past week or so. So welcome. Thank you so much for clicking subscribe and for giving me a chance. I definitely appreciate it. And so I hope you enjoy what you see. So there we go. All right, so it's been a couple of weeks since I last filmed. Over this past weekend, there was a huge event. Actually, there were probably a few huge events, but as far as in my life, there was a huge event called StitchCon, which I attended. It is a cross-stitch retreat for Flosstubers and fans, and it is located in just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. It's in Sharonville, and it is hosted by the Needle Workshop Keepsakes, Barbara Hills and her staff. Barbara owns Keepsakes, and then her staff works it. Also, Pam and Stephanie of Just Keep Stitching is kind of like the face of StitchCon. So anyway, I attended, and it was unbelievable. It was absolutely incredible. Just use all of the most positive, wonderful adjectives that you can think of, and that describes StitchCon. I have way too much haul. I went just a little overboard, maybe, in my purchasing and in my fun and things like that. So what I'm going to do is all of my haul is going to be in a separate video. So this video, Flosstube number 43, is going to be a normal video. I am going to include my finishes, my whips, and everything like that I did over the past week and a half, 2 weeks. But anything that I purchased at StitchCon is going to be in a separate video, because there's just a lot of it. There really is. So with that being said, I will go ahead and get into this video. So I usually start my videos with acquisitions. Since the last time I filmed, I did visit my local needle workshop, The World in Stitches, and believe it or not, I purchased a few things. I knew I was going to StitchCon, but I still purchased a few things. So I do have some acquisitions for this video. So anyway, I got a needle minder that I just couldn't pass up. It's just adorable. This is by southbeachbuttons.com, and it's some cat. Can you see that? Yeah. Isn't that the cutest? It's so cute. All right, so then I picked up, this is by Thread Milk, and it is part of the For the Bowl series, and This is Halloween. So there are a few charts in there. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. So there's a few charts in there, so I liked it. And then Randy, who is the owner of The World in Stitches, was hosting a trunk show by La Dee Da. So I picked up a few things. Excuse me. Picked up Something Wicked. I'm sure you all have seen this chart before. but it says, by the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. So, and no, I will not be stitching the creatures. I'll just leave them out. It's fine. And then I picked up this one. It's called Dee Da Quaker. And the reason I picked this up is the model. The model sold this for me. And I'm sure you have heard this hundreds of times. You know, whenever you see a chart, someone shows you a chart or you see it online, you're like, you know, that's nice. Not really, I'm not feeling it, you know. But when you see the model in real, you know, in front of your face, it just does something to the chart. I mean, it just does something. And this is exactly what happened. This is not necessarily my style. I like it. I love it. I mean, I like it, but I would normally not gravitate towards this had I not seen the model. And I love it. I just love it. I can't say enough about it. It's just wonderful. So, so yeah. So I picked up those, and then a couple of weeks ago, probably maybe about a month ago or whatever, Randy was having another trunk show by Erica Michaels. And this was one of those that I picked up, and I actually picked this up, and I paid, I went in, oh, here you go, Liberty Games. I went in with a friend, with a stitchy friend, Linda, and she really wanted to stitch the berry, and that's all she wanted to stitch. Well, I really wanted to stitch the drum, and I like this. I would probably do this, but I really wanted to stitch the drum, and that's all I wanted to stitch. So we decided that we would go in, we would pay half and share the chart. So she got it first. She paid half, I paid half, and she actually stitched the berry. And so now, and then the last time I was there, she passed this along to me, and so now I get to stitch the drum. So, yay! So that's exciting. All right. So that brings me to whips. I have no whips because all of my whips that I've been working on since last I filmed turned into finishes. So let's move on to finishes. As most of you know, I have been working on this particular chart since December 31st. And this chart is America, Land That We Love by Jean Farish. Now you can see that on this chart there are all 50 states. So what I did was, when I first saw this chart, probably about 3 years ago now, I wanted to do these as individual pieces. I wanted to do each state individually and make them into a little ornament so I could decorate my monthly tree for July, because I wanted to do an Americana tree. So that's what I've been doing since December 31st. And so my goal is to have them all completely done, fully finished into ornaments by July 1st so I could decorate my tree. And so in preparation for that, for the past week and a half, that's all I've been working on. It's just one state after another, after another, after another. I had probably about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 11 or 12, I think, states left to fully stitch. So I knew I was going to StitchCon, and I knew that when you have a finish at StitchCon, you get to ring a bell and you get to hold up your piece and show everybody that you finished that piece at StitchCon. So what I did was I stitched 7 states, almost fully finishing them. So what I left the border, it's an outline, it's basically a back stitch. I left the border on 7 states undone so that when I went to StitchCon this past weekend, I could back stitch the border and consider that a finish and ring the bell. And that's what I did. So I have not 7, but I have 8 states that I finished, plus a Halloween piece. So here are my finishes. Started out with Nebraska. So as you can see, there is a dark outline around the state, and that's what I didn't finish. Or that's what I finished at StitchCon. And then I rang the bell, held it up, and I was proud. So I got Nebraska. And here is Rhode Island. I think they're just so cute. I have North Carolina. There we go. Have New Hampshire. Connecticut. Have Maryland. Isn't that cute? I love the colors on that one. I have Oklahoma. And the last one is Kentucky. Now with Kentucky, I had at StitchCon, I had told a few people that this was a start and finish at StitchCon. However, when I got home, I realized that it wasn't, because I started it on the Tuesday before we left. So technically it wasn't a StitchCon start and finish, but it is a finish. So, and I'm proud of it. So there we go. So those are my states that I finished. I'm so happy. I love them. And then here is my Halloween piece that I finished. I had stitched all of these, and I left the words at the top. So I stitched Jack, J, or the K and the O, and then the L-A-N. So this is a Halloween medley by Heart and Hand. It's stitched on, I believe, 18 count Be Stitch Me fabric called Through the Stones. And I'm calling this a finish for now because I don't have the buttons. There are actually 2 buttons that are supposed to go on this piece, but I don't have the buttons. I'll be getting those later. But all the stitching is done, so I'm calling that a finish. All right, so those are my finishes. So I had 9 finishes at Epcot, at StitchCon. So I'm so happy with that. All right. Okay, so that brings me to plans. I don't really have a lot of plans. I'm going to continue with the states. I have 4 states left because I finished one earlier today. Sorry. So I finished South Dakota, but I will show you that next week. And I am going to be working on my Whip Go goals. I finished one Whip Go, which was the Halloween medley. That was for a finish for the month, and I did that, so I met my goal. And then I have 3 other box numbers projects to work on, and I believe all 3 of them are to work on them for 5 days, so I'm going to be doubling up. I did start working on Master of Horror, Vincent Price by the Witchy Stitcher today. So anyway, next week you'll see all 3 of those projects, I'm sure, because that's what I'm going to be working on, as well as my states. I need to finish the 4 states, and they'll be good. Sorry about that. It's getting a little frog in my throat, so I had to go get some water. But so anyway, my plans are to work on my Whip Go goals, finish up the states, and then fully finish them into little ornaments, and to also get working on prepping for a new SAL that's coming up next month. I'm sure there's a lot of them, but the one that I am hosting along with Krystal of Krystal Rowe and Candace of Candace K, Flosstubes, is hashtag Block Party Sal. So, excuse me. So this is the one that I'm going to be starting. This is 31st. It is a hands-on design chart, and it is part of their Block Party series. So we are going to be starting this, like I said, July 1st, and the hashtag is Block Party Sal. So if you have one of these charts and you haven't started it, or if you've started it and you just haven't worked on it in a while, or if you're working on it now, or if you don't have one and you wanted one, work on one. So basically just we're going to be starting it on the 1st, but you can start it whenever. Just use the hashtag Block Party Sal so we can see your progress, and join us, and it'll be fun. So I'm going to be starting this. And I think that's it. I wanted to try and keep this short because I know I'm going to be talking a lot in my other video. So please keep a lookout for my haul. If you like haul, some people enjoy seeing what others purchase and what they get. Some people don't. So that's why I kind of wanted it separate, mainly because I knew there was going to be a lot. But anyway, I'm going to keep that separate. So keep an eye out for that. That's coming soon. And that's about it. So thank you so much again for clicking play, for clicking subscribe. I appreciate it. And I did reach, like I said, my 400 mark. So next video, our next Flosstube, I will be having a giveaway to celebrate my 400 subscribers. So keep an eye out for that. That's coming next Wednesday. And until then, I'm Tracy, and I'll see you soon.